What are some of the key issues that we see on the horizon for 2015 and that we think as an organization that we'll be focusing on?
You know, as I mentioned, George, we are going to be entering negotiations in spring with SEIU for the janitors collective bargaining agreement. And something that's kind of pretty popular in the news these days is, minimum wage legislation. So I expect that there will be it'll be a very intense negotiation with regard to wages. So our labor committee is going to have their work cut out for them this year, and trying to get a good agreement for our members.
Well, it sounds like there's a great history of coming to something that works for everyone.
Yeah.
So although it'll be tough, we're optimistic about
Right.
that. So what else? What else is on the docket for 15? What do you see?
I think we'll certainly see more activity on pension reform proposals, both at the city level and at the state level with the new governor. And I think that we need to be engaged in that dialogue and actively so, because whatever comes of it, it will come with a price, and
Right.
that's likely to take the form of additional tax in some way, shape, or form for our folks.
Well, one thing that's very clear there is that the cost to operate the city are going way up, and that is going to have some impact on our membership, in the years to come.
Absolutely, and I think the other thing that we're going to see, Bob, is going to be a movement toward the outsourcing, the shifting of the provision of certain services that the city
Right.
had traditionally provided and paid for out of general tax revenues being turned over to the private sector to provide for ourselves. And I think we need to be very careful about how that happens and to drive that bus when the time
Right.
comes for it.
To what extent and to what level those are shifted from the public to private sector remains to be seen, but I agree. SSA, as we know, is one form of being able to accept those services that otherwise you would expect the city to provide. But there's other forms that we've discussed at BOMA that probably have more direct benefit, allow us to take more direct implementation of those services. So we'll be keenly focused on shifting of services and how those get implemented.
Well, all these things fall within the array of things we've been focused on and been vigilant about. So whether it's what we talked about or other things, I'm confident that this leadership, our board, and our members and volunteers and affiliates and everyone else will come together to come up with good solutions to whatever we encounter in 15. So you want to think about it, none of this is possible without our members, our volunteers, and our
Right.
staff giving time, expertise, financial support. So for all that, we're grateful and thrilled to serve and are looking forward to 2015 beyond. And we want to thank you for your active involvement and participation in BOMA Chicago. And gentlemen, thank you for the session today.